Ba, 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 ba. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is day number 22 of Veda. I am heading over to the next town, literally like a 10-minute train trip. 10 minutes? Maybe 5 minutes. To go do my first aid course. Woo! It's gonna take all day, and I'm not sure I'm even allowed to film anything there. So, maybe I'll just have a nice little chat with you when I get back. Okay. I'll see you later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that for this video I could show you what I learned from the first aid regarding wrapping an arm, which is why I have my arm model here. So, I'm going to show you how to stop bleeding and apply a compression bandage when you have a cut on your arm that is bleeding profusely. So, you get your little triangle bandage all wrapped up nice and tight like that in a nice square. You ask the person who is bleeding to apply pressure to the bandage, and you apply pressure to the bandage.
Fine.
You get your little elasticized bandage here. This is the white bandage. You don't want to use the orange bandage because that is for when you do a sprain, and that applies more compression. Although I guess you could, depending on how much the wound is bleeding. Like if it's bleeding a lot, say you've cut an artery or a vein, then yeah, you want to put as much compression on there as possible because you want to stop the bleeding. What you want to do, you want to hold it with your little rolly side up, not down, because it's easier to wrap around. So you start at the wrist, wrap it around the person's wrist, and as you pull it over the top, you pull it tighter over the top. So it's tight on the top, loose on the bottom, and then that way you can still have blood flow going through the extremities. Tight on the top, loose on the bottom. And then you do a few more, just a little bit on the opposite side, and then you just tuck this in like this. You don't want to be using the clips that come with the bandage because you can actually scratch the person, cause an extra infection, or you can prick yourself, and then you might have like blood-to-blood contamination, and that's a pretty bad thing too. So we've got a nice little compression bandage right there over the cut, and it's hopefully going to slow down the bleeding. Does that feel alright? Can you move your fingers around? You feel like there's blood going to them?
Yep, feels fine.
Excellent. If it starts bleeding through this, you just pop another one on the top. Don't take it off because the blood is actually coagulating underneath this cut, and if you take it off, you're just going to exacerbate it. So always just keep wrapping on the top over and over and over and over. The next one we're going to do is if there is a protrusion coming out. So you've fallen over and you've gotten a stick stuck in your arm. So my model here has fallen over and gotten something stuck in his arm like that. Model, can you hold your stick? Thank you. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take your triangular bandage and you want to open it up like this. So you've got a nice thin bandage like that. Then what you want to do is you want to wrap it around your hand, and we're going to create a donut. Take the tail, wrap it around just so the donut stays in place. Okay, so we've wrapped it around like that. Hold it from the top now. From the top, from the top. That's it. Okay, so that's going to stay around the protrusion, and it's going to stop it from moving around. Then you take your bandage and you wrap around the person, just securing the donut to the person. I'm just going to scrunch this up because it's not rolled up. Usually even you roll it up, but I don't have it rolled up. And then again, just a few times over on the other side, and poke it through, tuck it in like that, and then we've got compression happening, and we're also keeping the protrusion still and not moving. So if someone has done something major to their arm or extremity, what you want to do is get your triangular bandage, make sure it's wrapped up nice and tight. You're going to go from the top of the injury. So say David's chopped his arm off or something. I don't know how he did it. Maybe he was using a circular saw and he just decided to chop his hand off. We're going to go up the top here, and we're going to tie a tourniquet around the upper limb. But you're going to tie it up nice and tight so you're actually stopping the blood flow completely. Now what happens is there's no blood now coming through this part of the head, so you can only leave this on for 20 minutes at a time. So if it gets to a point where the ambulance hasn't arrived within 20 minutes, usually they're pretty fast, they arrive within 11 minutes at most. But if it's gotten to a point where it's still 20 minutes and they haven't arrived, loosen this, let the blood flow through for 30 seconds and then tie it off again and keep repeating until the ambulance arrives. And that's what I learned at my first aid course. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click the like button and you share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe because I'm doing a video every day for the month of April because it is Veda. And I will see you tomorrow for the next day of Veda. Peace out.